Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to a hot and sunny Bahrain circuit. Well, we're going to start out hot and sunny, and then it's going to go over to evening. Let's see how this pans out. First race, we had an incident in the first corner. One of the guys is receiving a penalty. I'm not sure if they'll be able to give him a 10-place grid penalty, or will they be forcing him to start from the back? We're still just checking on that. It looks like we already have some. Oh, okay, that's Jay Potty. He's going to start from the back. Okay. That's good. I can see a Red Bull going out. Okay, and we have Gary in the horse also going out for his lap. I'm currently on the out lap. And Tamer Curve in the other horse, also on the out lap. And then we've got the surprise of Raiku's son. He finished the first race in second position, starting all the way from 14. He's also out on track. We've got Piersnius, Whistler. We've got almost everyone out on the track now. We got two new entries. That's replacing guys that unfortunately had to retire due to work commitments. Stitley Disc is one of them. He's going to take over the Ferrari from Strorum ZA. And then the other one is Marihiko. He is taking over from Darkwing L. Darkwing L is, I think he should already be in the UK now. Yeah, we'll have to see and how this pans out at the end of the qualifying. I see we already have a yellow flag in Sector 2. Is it just someone that's slow on track, or is it someone that went off? Sorry guys, I'm just trying to find what the issue is. I think it was just someone slowing down, because I can see everyone is still driving except for Potty. Potty retired because he's going to start from the back of the grid. It was the first corner incident at Australia. Footage was reviewed and he was at fault for the first incident. Well, let's hope this race goes a lot better than what that race went out. I just want to see who's on a fast lap. I think the first guy was Gary. Let's see what he's doing. He's currently in sector 2. Let's see his sector time. On the straight, he's got a lot of traffic in front of him. But that's not going to be good. Well, at least the guys, McLaren freak, actually went out of the way for him. I think we've got Raikkonen following him. He's currently in sector 3. Oh, we've got a yellow flag in sector 2 again. Okay, so Tamer Curve with the early lead of 1:29.0. Oh, Raikkonen just went ahead with a 1:27.943. That was a cracker of a lap. The McLaren freak is starting his lap now. I remember, Piersnius is out. What happened with Piersnius? Oh, and we've got contact here between Cyclidisc and I'm not sure who's that in the background. So we've got one guy out. Piersnius will not be happy with himself. It will be interesting to know what happened there. We can see Cyclidisc is on DRS zone now, heading into the first corner. The second and third corners. Oh, he's also got a bit of traffic in front of him. Oh, so Mariko with 1:27.5. That's also a fantastic lap. Very difficult to see who's on a fast lap. I wish they can add something where you can actually see who's on a fast lap and who not. There's a small glitch there. Let's see how it goes. So as you guys can see from the screen, Mariko is in first with a 1:27.5 and Raikkonen is 0.3 of a second behind him. Okay, so we've got Sikli in the pits. Let's see, Dandadu is going to go for his first lap now. I see there's a huge set of different tires being used. We've seen the mediums, we've seen the super soft and the soft. I can see there's again a yellow flag in sector 1. Oh, and Dandadu gone wide, and that is one tricky corner. Okay, Reddish Uli is also on track now. And Winterish Slova is also in the pits. Oh, and Libby's actually went 11th, but he's 9 seconds off. I don't think he's probably still heating up his tires for another run. It will be interesting to see. Well, the winner from last week is 1.7 seconds down. Let's see what Libby's can do. You guys, this is still just qualifying. If you want to ask or say something, please feel free to use the chat. I'll be able to try and answer as many questions as possible. Okay, we just went over DRS, and he is 6.9 seconds down. It looks like it's going to be a battle between him and Dandadu at this stage. Tamer Curve in the horse, currently in 7th. Whistler was driving the Forza League on Monday, or sorry, on Tuesday, and he actually had a very bad eye, and he actually managed to finish both those races. I'm glad to hear that he's okay now and ready to race in the Formula 1 league. He's currently in 6th, 1.2 seconds down. I have to say that the qualifying this week around is going much better than last week. Last week I think we had like 5 or 6 guys out in the first in the first lap, and they weren't able to do any qualifying laps. We've got Mariko back on track again. Going a bit wide on the exit there. Heading up to the most difficult corner, I think, of the calendar year. If you miss the braking marker, the apex, you're going to definitely go out wide. And it's on the DRS, and he has got someone in front of him that is slowing him down. I think he might be... Okay, the back marker actually went out of the way. His lap is looking smooth. Oh, a bit of a wide exit there. Still got 7 minutes of this qualifying session remaining. And did he improve? No, he did not improve on this time. Let's see if he's going to go in for another lap. Let's see what happens. I have to say that the number 1 Ferrari, Mr. Albert, is 0.8 down in 3rd position, so it's definitely, this track has got a more open, a less of a variety of guys that will be able to win it, because as you guys can see, the timing difference is far from each other. Last week in Australia, oh, that's a bit wide. Oh, and someone else actually went wider and still not on track. And that's a Toro Rosso. And I believe that is a not net. It doesn't look like a Mariko is, that is 2 seconds down. Oh, Winterish went fastest with a 127.2. That is a fantastic lap. So now the top 4 is divided by 1.2 seconds. That is a lifetime in Formula 1. Mariko in the pits. Raiku's son starting his first lap now. He's currently in third. He'll definitely want to improve on his previous lap. Albert is in the pits. Top Willem, our previous winner, it looks like he is struggling a bit. He's down in 5th position, 1.234 seconds down from first place. And then we've got Multipit Chief. He is currently in 6th. If I remember correctly, last week he was leading and then he took himself out. I think he is pissed with himself. I think that's the correct word to use in that case. Hey, Yapi. Alpha for the win. Well, let's see where's the two alphas. This is a horse. Okay, so Danadu is in 11th. Oh, the other alpha is actually leading, I believe. Yeah, that's Wintry. She's currently in 1st. Okay, so Bearded Llama is he's leaving it for late. He hasn't done a lap yet, so he is definitely leaving it for late. Reddish Uli is using track and everything he can. Sickly Disc is in 12th position. Knocknote's going into the pits. McLaren Fruit in the pits. I think. Okay, let's look at Gary. Let's see what Gary can do. And Gary is currently in the 2nd sector. It's not a bad exit from him. He's heading up to the final sector now. Let's see if he's up or down on his time. He's currently 1.2 seconds up on his own time. That's going to leave him in 2nd position. He is definitely giving it his all. Let's see what happens. It's not a bad exit from the final corner. Going over the line. Oh, he put in the fastest lap by 0.052 of a second. That is a fantastic lap. What a lap, Gary. What a lap. Wincherish is not going to stand for that. He's currently on an out lap already. Mariko is also on an out lap. Oh, he just started his lap now. Oh, and the two Red Bulls are together. Oh, this is not good for Rakusan. He completely had to back out of that. Okay, so Alberts is currently in the pit, so it looks like he's coming out now. If you can see the guys in the pits, yeah, they are calling him. And there he goes. Yapi, the other Renault, it's actually kills. Oh, and we've got an accident. Oh, I wonder where that happened. But Mariko is out of the session. He's currently in 3rd, but I think he's definitely lost it. Oh, yeah, as you guys can see in the distance there, he definitely went straight into the barriers. That's not good for him. Yapi, just to get back to the other Renault, that is a driver called Killswitch. And it's currently his birthday today, so happy birthday, Killswitch. If you're watching the stream or if you're going to watch it later, I hope you have a good one. So yeah, he said he's having family and friends over, so yeah, he's unable to join tonight, but he'll be back in full force next week. Well, let's see, so no one has been able to catch Gary yet. There's 1 minute left of the session. The only one that doesn't do a time yet is Bearded Llama, and it looks like he is struggling. Let's see how this lap goes for him. It doesn't look like anyone's going to catch Gary. Gary, in any case, went into the pits, and he won't be able to improve on his time. Okay, so Bearded Llama is 3 seconds down on the fastest lap. So, well, that's only in the first sector. That's going to leave him between 13th and 14th, depending on the rest of the lap. And I think he's just going to finish the race or this lap, so he can start from what will be 16th position. Oh, Winchery's just went ahead with 1 minute 26.4. That's almost 1 second faster than Gary. What a lap. Wow. I don't think anyone was going to beat Gary's time. That is incredible. So the only guys that can improve now is Raikou, McLaren Freak. Oh, Top Willem is also out of the session. So last week's winner is currently in 8th, and if Whistler doesn't improve, so Bearded Llama went straight back into the pits again. I don't think he is too happy with himself at this stage. That is very strange. He didn't do one flying lap. Oh, and Christo Libis has lost it. Oh my word. That is so unfortunate for him. And he's lost most of his wing. That's going to ruin his chances of getting any higher. He's definitely struggling. Let's see. I don't think anyone can improve on their laps anymore except for McLaren Freak. He's going slowly. He's not gonna complete a lap. And I think that is it for the qualifying session. Yep, he either lost something or he just decided that's enough, let's go back into the pits. Wow, what an interesting session. We only lost 4 guys. Almost lost Libis. Libis almost took himself out there. So yeah, as it stands now, Wintry Shova in first position, Gary in second, Mariko in third, Raikou in fourth, Multipit Sheaf is in fifth, Sickly Disc in sixth, McLaren Freak in seventh, Albert in eighth, Top Willem in ninth, Whistler in 10th. At least I got the top 10 read out. While the screen is loading, you guys will be able to see the poster that was made for this event. I will be shortly putting on the teams so we can work through the teams and then also the points as it was from round 1. Okay, so the teams as it is now, we've got a Mercedes with a Multipit Chief and Cosmic Adventurer. And then we've got in the Ferrari, we've got Albert and Sickly Disc. In the in the Red Bull, we've got Raikou and Mariko. In the Toro Rosso is Piesnius and Notnat. In the Alpha, we've got Wintry Slova and Dandadu. In the Renault, we've got Killswitch and Libis. In the McLaren, we have McLaren Freak and J Potty. And then in the Haas, we've got Gary and Tamer Curve. In the pink, and I can't remember that car's name, the Pink Force India is Whistler and Bearded Llama. And in the Williams, we've got Top Willem and Reddish Uli. Like I said, there was a couple of changes from last week with two guys leaving. It was Darkwing Owl, he was in the Red Bull and he was replaced by Mariko. And then in the Ferrari, it was Stroram ZA. He left and we replaced him with Sickly Disc. And as you guys can see, Whistler is now teamed up with Bearded Llama. And Top Willem is teamed up with Reddish Uli. Okay, just to run through the points, we've got Williams currently on 25 points because Top Willem won last week. It looks like we're struggling to get connection again. One of the guys is still loading in. Any case, back to the point. So in second place for the teams, we've got McLaren with 20 points. Then Red Bull with 18 points. Sauber with 16. Ferrari with 10. Force India also with 10. Renault with 2. Haas, Mercedes, and Toro Rosso each with 0 points. And then for the drivers, hey, Beamerstein, how you doing, man? So for the drivers, we've got Top Willem currently in the lead with 25 points. Raikou with 18. Wintery Slova with 15. I think he was disappointed with his result in Australia. And then McLaren Freak in fourth with 12 points. Albert in fifth with 10 points. And then Jay Potty with 8 points. Bearded Llama with 6. Whistler with 4. Killswitch with 2. And Danadu with 1 point. The rest of the guys all on 0. We're just running through the results of the qualifying. So the race is about to start. Can't wait for the race to start. This is going to be interesting. Hopefully the guys have learned their lesson from the first race. It looks like everyone is busy loading now for the race to start. This time everyone is aware that there is a formation lap. Last week we all got us excited with the start, and meantime it was the formation lap. So hopefully they can get their tires warmed up and everyone ready. It's taking a lot longer than it was supposed to take. Let's see. Okay, it looks like we are about to start. And the formation lap is underway. We've got Winterish in first, Gary in second. Oh, really? Oh, it's just disqualified. We've got already 2 guys disqualified, but that's just for the formation lap. They will be able to start the race. Raikou also disqualified. I think these. Oh, and I see a couple of more guys disqualified from from this, but at least it's only for the formation lap. Let's see how the start goes. I want to actually spectate from the back, and hopefully, oh, Gary was disqualified, probably on the last corner, from all things. Let's see what happens. I think the guys are nervous, and they are. I'm nervous for them. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so the race is about to start. Let's see what happens. 4, 5, and off they go. Gary with a bad start again. Riker with a good start. And then we've got... Oh, someone definitely went off. And it's Whistler. Oh, my word. Hopefully he didn't get any damage. The rest of the guys was all safe through. Whistler, what did you do? You definitely saw him straight going, missing the whole corner and going straight. I wonder if he was pushed there, but that's good to see that everyone has gone through. Okay, so Winchleaf is running away with it at this current stage, with Multiple Chief in second, Mariko in third, and Sickly Disc in fourth. We've got another yellow flag in the final sector, but I think this was someone running wide. At this stage, Winterslover with a lead of 1 second over Chief. I want to see the guys' difference. I see Whistler and Bearded Llama is actually very close, and Whistler is falling back again. I just want to see where there is a battle worth watching, and we've got Gary in sixth. Actually, he is just 0.4 of a second behind McLaren Freak. Sorry guys, I'm just having a bit of a technical issue here. I'll be with you guys now. At least the visuals are still going. Okay, I'm back. Let's see if there's any changes. Okay, so we've still got Gary behind McLaren Fleet. That is so far the closest battle we've got. Winteries with the fastest lap of 1 minute 31.2. Oh, and Top Willem is actually out. Very, very strange. I wonder what happened with him. So the winner from last week is currently out. So it's points up for grabs again. We've got another yellow flag in sector 2. I think it was just someone going wide again. The bearded Laban currently in 10th position. Whistler, after his big off, he's actually made up some ground again. He's currently in 11th position. Oh, and almost a bit of contact between Dandadu and Jay Potty. Jay Potty is definitely having a hard time getting through the guys on track. Remember, he was penalized from the previous race and he started at the back. And he finally made it past Dandadu. And we've got Tamer Curve also behind Dandadu now. Oh, and Libis is off. It looks like he is struggling. I think he's been playing too much Forza and not any Formula 1. But I think he's still enjoying it. Oh, and he's off again. So we've got two guys not finishing so far. It's Top Willem and Piersnes. It still shows Piersnes on track. Well, in the classifieds as finishing, but he's not racing anymore. As you guys can see, Winterreef with a lead of 2.7 seconds. Oh, and Alberts with a 3-second time penalty. Won't be too happy about that. We're already into lap 6 of 29. Will be interesting to see when these guys decide to pit. This is going to look like it's going to be well, we've got Notnath and Albert with each other. Let's see if that's a good battle to follow, because this is currently the only battle. And we've got Sickly Disc behind Dandadu, but I think Sickly Disc went to pit. I'm just going to see the and we've got Sickly Disc with a pit, Mariko with a pit, Tamer Curve with a pit, and Whistler also in the pits. Oh, Libby's also went for the pits. It'll be interesting to see how they're going to let their strategy work out. It will be interesting to see if they will be able to make the soft go till the end of the race, or is this going to be a two-stop race for them? I think the guy in the best seat currently is Jay Potty. He's in the mediums. He should be able to get to around lap 20 maybe. And we've got the Chief and Gary in the pits. Chief just exited the pits now, and Gary is also exiting the pits. I think it looks like Chief is going to go for a two-stopper here. He's probably going to be on the safe side, because he's currently, I think when he stopped, or before he stopped, he was on the super softs, and he's back on the super softs again. And Gary is on the soft, so is he going to maybe get to the finish? So this is all going to be very interesting to see. I mean, if the super soft couldn't even last 10 laps, how they're going to make the soft go till the end of the race, which is still 22 laps to go. And it looks like Chief is actually catching up on Bearded Llama. And Llama's got Notnats in front of him. And in front of them is Albert. Oh, we've got Winterish in the pit. And we currently have McLaren Freak leading with Raikou-san right behind him. Let's see if Raikou can have the drive. Raikou is on the better tyres, but the problem is if everyone is already pitted, how is he managing his tyres? Is his tyres getting to the end of their life, or what is he going to be up to? Well, it definitely looks like he's catching and staying with McLaren Freak at this stage. And we've got Winterish behind Chief. So Chief actually, and Raikou almost lost it there. So Chief actually got the undercut, and he is in front of Winterish now. But now the thing is, like I said, what is going to happen with the pits? Do they need to do another pit? Because I see Winterish is on the soft tires. Oh, and we've got Raikou in the pits now. Exiting the pits again. He's got open track in front of him. And he's in front of his teammate Mariko. And Mariko is also pitted, and it looks like Mariko has got a train behind him, and Jay Potty in front of Gary. Is Gary going to go for the overtake? on the straight inside. Yes, and Gary is in the inside, braking late as possible. Oh, and Potty's got the outside, now the inside. Unfortunately, can't keep it up. So that is Gary going in for the pass there. And Winterish is behind Bearded Llama and going for the overtake. Oh, he's being held up, but this is all for position, and Bearded Llama is just keeping his lines clean, and oh, he moves out of the way, makes it easy for Winterish to pass. So Winterish is definitely not going to be happy with himself losing that place to Chief. We've got yellow flags sector 2 and sector 3. Again, someone might have just gone off. Oh, and Levy's with a 3-second penalty, and Tamer Kerr with a 3-second penalty. That's Levy's being lapped. And currently Danadu is only 5 seconds behind Whistler. And most of the guys, it looks like they have pitted. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys that still needs to pit. Oh, Mariko went for his second pit now. That is strange. And Chief just overtook Alberts, and we've got Winterish also behind Alberts. Alberts is definitely keeping him behind him for the time being. And 5 seconds up the road is McLaren Freak. So I think McLaren Freak is going to be on a 1-stopper, and the rest of the guys are all going to be on a 2-stopper. Maybe McLaren Freak and Potty will be both being 1-stops. Chief is definitely catching up on McLaren Freak, but will they have enough time? We'll definitely find out soon. Okay, so Winterish also passed Alberts. Okay, and we've got Danadu just behind Sickly Disc. And Sickly Disc is going to go the outside. Mariko with a 3-second penalty as well. And Danadu is keeping Sickly Disc behind him at this stage. So we still need McLaren Freak to pit, Alberts to pit, Bearded Llama to pit, J Potty and Reddish Uli to pit. They are definitely, it looks like they're going to go for a 1-stopper. McLaren Freak's already done 10 laps on the softs. If he can make these softs work till lap 20 or so, then he will be able to run the super softs for the last. Winterish with the fastest lap, 1:30.5. And the only battle now, it looks like, between Multiple Chief and Winterish Slovak. Winterish only half a second. This is close, and they caught up with McLaren Freak. but McLaren Freak on a whole different strategy than them. Oh, and there's a small touch, and Winterich has forced his way through, but that's left a multiple chief with a almost 2-second gap. This is very interesting racing here. Well, the guy with the most to gain at this stage is Winterich, because he finished in 3rd position last race round, and if he can finish again in the top 3, that will definitely leave him clear of the top, and that will leave Top Willem and Chief at this stage on the same points in 25. Raikou is still improving. He is currently in 4th position on the Super Softs. He's definitely going to have to pit again. I can't see the Super Soft making it to lap 29. Oh, McLaren Freak actually pitted. He put on the mediums. He should be able to go to the end, because the softs lasted him till end of lap 12. So Winterich is catching on multiple chief. Let's see if they can battle it out for the win. Hopefully they don't take out each other. Oh, and Sickly Disc just received the message from him. He got kicked out of the session. But that is unfortunately from him. That's going to drop him all the way down to 16th. Okay, so Albert's with his 2nd stop. And we've got Jay Potty and Albert with each other on track. Yeah, but then again, Potty still needs to pit, and Albert has already done his 2nd stop. McLaren Freak is currently in 4th, and it looks like he has a chance at getting 3rd position here, because Raikou still needs to pit. I don't see Raikou managing his super soft till the end of the race. Looks like Albert is struggling a bit on the medium tires, but he's putting up a bit of a gap between him and Potty currently. Okay, so the reason why we still see Sickly Disc racing is as soon as you disconnect out of the session, the AI takes over and you will just be running a lot slower than the rest of the guys. We've got Lewis all on his own here at the back. And he's just trying to get to grips with this track and this car. Oh, and we've got Chief into the pit for his second pit. Let's see if the undercut can work for him again. You can see the pit crew. Oh, is he having a penalty? Oh, no, I think it was just the game glitching out there. We've got Winchridge behind one of the Ferraris. Oh, okay, that is Sickly Disc, so he just went through him. Basically got ghosted there. Okay, so we currently have Raikou in second position and Chief in third, and then with McLaren Freak in fourth. And Chief will definitely be trying to push in the laps now. When Winchridge goes for his second pit, that he actually can be in front of him. And I think if I'm correct, Winchridge started on the super soft. He went over to the soft, and I think he's going to try and finish the race again on the super soft. So that's going to leave him as super fast towards the end of the race. Okay, so Gary currently went in for his second pit. And he is right behind his teammate Tamer Curve. Is his teammate going to let him past, or are they going to battle it out? Let's see what the team says here. Libis is out of the session. Libis is currently out of the session. That is unfortunately. And Gary is past his teammate. Not making it very easy for him though. And Raikkonen has actually gone in for his second pit. And Dannett is also in for his pit. Here we can see a whole lot of cars right here. Looks like Raikou, Alberts, and Bearded Llama. If Llama can make these tires work till the end of the race, he is actually in for some good points then. And Chief with the fastest lap, 1:30.2. Go through the position changes. Bearded Llama with the most of this day, 13 positions made. Gary with the most lost in 8th. Oh no, sorry, Mariko with 10 positions lost. That's not good. He will be disappointed with that. And as you guys can see, Potty is on a 1-stopper. Whistler has still only had 1 stop. Notnat only had 1 stop. Alberts with 1 stop. Bearded Llama with 1 stop. And McLaren Freak with his 1 and only stop, I believe. And this is going to be close between Winchridge and Multiple Chief for the lead. Venom, I'm not racing so that I can do the streaming. I do a lot of streaming for the guys. I really enjoy it. But yeah, I'll have my racing soon. Next week, Monday, I won't be streaming, but I will be racing on the MTS GT Reborn series. Actually excited for that race. So it looks Winterish actually went in for the pits now, and he is 2 seconds behind Multiple Chief. And this is going to be a race till the end. But as you guys can see, both of them is on the soft tire. It's very strange that Winterish didn't go for the super soft so he can be on the fast tires for the next 10 laps. Unless the super softs can't go 10 laps. I'm sure at this stage of the race, with more rubber on the track, he should have been able to do around 10 laps. Okay, so Bearded Llama looks like he went in. No, he did not. He might have made a mistake. And Raikou is past him. Just to run through the order again. So we've got Multiple Chief in first, Winterish in second, McLaren Freak in third, Raikou in fourth, Bearded Llama in fifth, Albert in sixth, Notnat in seventh, Whistler in eighth, Gary in 11th, in ninth, Reddish in 10th, J Potty in 11th, Mariko 12th, Tamer Curve in 13th, Donadu in 14th, and Sickly Disc, apologies, AI running, and currently in 15th position. Notnut is on his 11th lap with the soft tires. And Whistler just coming out of the pits, currently in 10th. And he's going to do the last 9 laps on the super softs. It looks like Bearded Llama is struggling. If McLaren Freak can make his tires last another 9 laps, that would have been an absolute brilliant drive from him. We've got someone off in sector 2, J Potty with a 3-second penalty. That should probably be for corner cutting. Oh, we've got Winterish and Multiple Chief very close to each other. So Winterish will have DRS in the next straight. So who's going to have the better drive out of this next corner? This is a very difficult corner. If you miss the apex, you will be going wide. And as I said, Winterish with DRS and Multiple Chief covering the inside. And he is not fast enough. Is there contact? They are very close to each other. And Chief keeping on the outside, and he's got the driving line. He is definitely giving it all to keep in front of Winterish. It definitely looks like Winterish is the fastest currently. Oh, and we've got traffic up ahead as well. This is going to be very close. And we've got Winterish again with DRS, and this is a much longer straight. I don't think Multiple Chief... Oh, Multiple Chief also with DRS due to the guy in front of him. And what is happening here? Oh, and it looks like Winterish is in front of him. Yes, that was a very good overtake from Winterish. Let's see if Winterish can get a lead now. Chief did definitely He tried everything to keep Winterich behind him, but it wasn't good enough. And we've got Alberts right behind Bearded Llama. Let's see if Alberts can get an overtake here. He's definitely within DRS range. And Gary is currently in the pits again. He's now down to 9th. Dropping down to 10th. He's made a 3rd pit stop. I wonder if he lost a wing or something. But Gary definitely, he's dropped the most now with 9 positions. And still now it is Bearded Llama with the most gained. Winterich and Raikou with their starting position still. And he can't go for the overtake on the final corner. He should have stayed behind and get the drive out of the final corner with the DRS. Let's see if we can catch him into the first corner. Oh yeah, he's definitely having him. It's like taking candy from a baby. Oh, and Albert with a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. He just tried to stay too tight to the curve. The Bearded Llama can stick with him. The 3 seconds will play into his favor again. But currently between Alberts, or from Bearded Llama to Notnat, there's 28 seconds. I wonder if Bearded Llama is going to try and make his tires last till the end of the race. It's only 6 laps remaining. He's already done 11 laps. So it's between him and McLaren Freak. Will they be able to get those tires going to the end of the race or not? And Winterich has already opened up a 1.7 second gap at the front. And that is, well, Bearded Llama and Alberts is the closest battle we currently have on track. And it looks like Gary is catching up on Potty. Let's go to that battle and see if Gary can get an overtake. Oh, virtual safety car. Oh, Tamer curve is out. I have no idea where that happened, but that's the virtual safety car. And we've got, it looks like McLaren, no, Potty into the pits in the virtual safety car period. And I think anyone taking the pit now will definitely benefit from this, depending on how long the virtual safety car stays out. Because this is basically a free pit stop for them, because everyone is slowing down. I mean, these guys were less than a second apart, and now they're stretching that to around 4 or 5 seconds between them, just to stay within the virtual safety car limits. Let's see what McLaren Freak does here, because he's got Raikou behind him 4 seconds. Is he gonna, no, he's going to stay out. And safety car's over. That was actually a very good decision not to go into the pits from him. Jay Potty basically had a free pit stop. I think he only lost 1 position. Mariko currently in 9th. with Gary not too far behind him. And we've got Bearded Llama and Albert still within a second from each other. And it looks like Raikou is actually catching up to McLaren Freak, only 2.8 seconds behind him now. Multiple Chief with a 3-second time penalty. That's working in the favor of Winterreef. Gary is 1.6 seconds behind Potty, and we've got Winterreef right behind Notnats. Let's see what happens with the straight. He's got DRS and he's using all his curves. What is happening here? Let's see if... Okay, so that straight wasn't long enough. Let's see into the main straight what happens there. He's managing the gap at 0.5 of a second. Whistler is definitely catching on the straights. It looks like the Toro Rosso is set up nicely for the corners. Whistler with DRS again. Yes, DRS is opening. Will the straight be long enough for Whistler to go for the overtake inside? And he's not too brave on the brakes. He's having a good battle for 7th and 8th currently. It looks like the rest of the field is well balanced and everyone is seems to be in a position where they are going to finish. Winterreef with the fastest lap, 1 minute 30.1, which is a very good race lap. He's currently 4 seconds in the lead. McLaren Freak 19 seconds behind Chief in 3rd. It looks like Whistler is falling back now. It might have been a mistake from Notnats that Whistler was with him. And let's see what happens to the end of the race. Whistler a bit wide on the entry onto that corner, second last corner. Heading up to the last corner. Currently 0.8 of a second behind him. He should have DRS, and he has got DRS, but I don't think the straight is long enough for Whistler to do the overtake. He is catching him, but it's not fast enough. He is right with him. Let's see if he can get an overtake. No. You guys can see he is definitely using as much of the curves as possible. And we have Reddish Uli going out of the way there for them. Looks like Reddish Uli is actually struggling. And Whistler again with DRS. It seems that Whistler is using too much of his battery in the beginning of the lap, and when it comes to where you actually need it, oh, he's going for the inside. What a move! No, he is not making it. Let's see if he can go for the inside on the final corner, and he is on the inside. And I believe that Whistler will have the DRS. Notnuts definitely not making it easy for Whistler. And no, Whistler does not have DRS. And neither does Notnuts. That is very strange. These two are so close to each other. I think when they went over the the DRS trap, they were next to each other. But that was an absolutely fantastic overtake from Whistler, and Winterish with a 1 minute 29.9 fastest lap. And we've got yellow flags in sector 2 and 3, and it might have been someone just going wide again in sector 3. So this is currently the final lap. Winterish on the top of the hill coming down to the midfield section. A very twisty section. Managing his way past one of the Haas drivers. Well, there's only one Haas driver left, and that is Gary. I think Gary is going to be disappointed. Qualifying in 3rd and finishing in 11th place. Well, the race is not over yet, but it looks like he is set for 11th. Winterish with a 3-second penalty himself now. So it looks like McLaren Freak made those tyres last until the end of the race. So that's 16 laps on the medium set of tyres. Bearded Llama went 17 laps. So that is Winterish with the fastest lap of 1 minute 29.8. And he is the winner with a Chief in 2nd place. And now it's a 21-second wait for McLaren Freak to go over the line. Those two definitely ran away with the race. And McLaren Freak coming over the line in the 3rd position. Raikkonen exiting the last corner now. And he is going to finish in 4th place. So that's not a bad start from him. It's, I believe it was a 2nd or 3rd place in Australia, and now a 4th. Bearded Llama in 5th. Alberts in 6th, just hoping the penalties, waiting for the penalties to go through as well. Whistler in 7th, coming over the line now, and then Notnat also over the line. Okay, so Whistler had actually had a couple of penalties, so it's Notnat in 7th, Mariko in 8th, and Whistler dropping down to 9th. And just J Potty is coming over the line now, and that is everyone. J Potty in 10th position. Waiting to see the full result. You guys can see the drivers on the podium. It's Winterish with the win for Alpha, or for Sauber. Well, that's our first night race of this season done and dusted. Okay, so it looks like everyone was getting penalties. Except for Bearded Law. No, McLaren Freak. McLaren Freak did not get a penalty. McLaren Freak, it looks like. And Sickly Disc is also the only one without penalties. That was a very interesting race. And guys, that was very fantastic driving from every one of these guys. After a fantastic qualifying from Gary, he'll definitely be disappointed with his finish in 11th place. Okay. Well, guys, that is it for today. Next week, Thursday, we will have the Chinese Grand Prix. That's also very interesting. A first corner. Hopefully the guys will take the time this weekend to learn that corner so that they don't take each other out. But definitely the nerves have settled a bit. The first corner on this race was a lot better than the previous race, and we have a lot more finishes for today's race. But yeah, guys, thanks for joining, and hope to see you guys next week when we take on the Chinese Grand Prix in Shanghai. Thanks, guys.